was alright, cause we had trust. Now it's drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up, you know the feelings deep inside. So what? You, what we've been through, I miss you. And you can't lie, you miss me too. If I roll through, but you...
Hopefully this voiceover sounds good, because every time I try to do a voiceover, it does not sound good. But in today's video, I'm going to be reading a comment that I got a long time ago again. This person's just curious as to why no one talks about Aaliyah's third album, her final album, red album, self-titled album, whatever you want to consider it. So I'm going to be doing that. So first and foremost, happy Vlogmas Day 18. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into today's video and enjoy these beautiful photos of Aaliyah. Shout out to the person who left this comment. You know who you are. But it just reads, it's crazy how no one talks about how Aaliyah's third and final album, self-titled Aaliyah, was. The recordings for her 3 singles, We Need a Resolution, More Than a Woman, and Rock the Boat were recorded less than a month after, not including Rock the Boat, her album dropped. July 7, 2001, it's obvious that it was rushed because she, a month and a half after August 25th, 2001. Now I want to stop it right here. It's very, very evident that it was rushed. And I believe it was for one reason only, and that was for them to have enough music to profit off of her. I don't believe I actually ever made a video about this, but I always knew most certainly that it was just odd how, for one, her single went from More Than a Woman to Rock the Boat. And I never really put 2 and 2 together that We Need a Resolution, More Than a Woman, and Rock the Boat were filmed a month after her album dropped. I never really put that together. I always knew about it, but it does seem a little odd. And it does seem like it was rushed. I know it was rushed. This was planned. And it was already talked she was being plotted on 3 years prior. They were trying to get her way back. And I think that they finally decided what was going to happen. That's why it went the way it did. Anybody in their right mind knows that Aaliyah's death was a setup. It was well planned. I believe it did involve a lot of people. That's why it went the way it did. And someone, probably her uncle, because he was the one who dealt with her music, wanted her to film those videos and stuff like that. Everything just happened so fast so that they could profit off of her. They say that celebrities are worth more when they're dead than alive, which is the saddest thing. That's the most hurtful saying of them all, but most certainly Aaliyah got set up. He also said, I think she was set up or something, because when someone releases an album, they usually wait longer for it to chart to see which songs are good enough to be turned into singles. At this point, whoever you are who left this comment, Bling v Bling, I don't even know why you don't have a YouTube channel, because these are good points. I would definitely support your channel if you had one. You are making very accurate points. As someone who's into music, I don't really pay attention to the charts and where their songs go. I just listen to it. I don't pay attention to all that. So for you to know that artists usually wait for their albums to drop and to see if it's good on charts and to see what songs are good for singles is crazy. I mean, it does sound relevant. Very much. And you also mentioned that her uncle got paid $90 million. Most certainly, that was the weirdest thing. As soon as I heard that, I'm just like, yeah, he most certainly has something to do with this. This was definitely a setup. Someone else helped him, and or someone warned him that they would get the job done for their own sake, and they warned him to do whatever he needed to do before she was gone. If he wanted some money, work from her, whatever it is, he signed something so that when she went down there, he wouldn't be the cause either. Someone warned him. And the person who did it, of course, they're going to at least expect it. Like if Jay-Z did it, we're not going to expect him. We're not going to look at him because we think he loved her. But I think someone definitely warned the uncle, and the uncle was like, all right, well, let me get a paper saying I'm not at fault for her. If she goes down here and something happens, which is really weird because something actually happened. And then he gets $90 million after. That was a setup. That sounds like a setup. Anyways, moving on. It also reads, I don't think her death was an accident. It caused 8 other people to lose their life. 2 years after Aaliyah died, then came Beyonce. I don't think you'd know Beyonce if Aaliyah was still here. And in Beyonce's song Diva, she sings No Passengers on My Plane, hinting to something. Now, with all that being said, I just want to say that I just came across a video of someone talking about the situation and the pilot that was supposed to fly Aaliyah home safely. And they were basically saying how the pilot was actually forced into continuing to take the plane, even knowing that the luggage was heavy. They forced him into still going along with this situation. I always knew that the pilot was not what they said he was. It was something. It was an evil force, literally. And about the 8 others who lost their life with Aaliyah, I keep getting comments about that, about why did they board the plane? What happened when it came to boarding the plane? How did they feel? And I think the same thing. And maybe they were forced too, along with the pilot. That's all I can think about. Or maybe even clueless. Who knows? Or maybe they weren't around when Aaliyah got boarded. But I always tell myself the 8 others that were with Aaliyah, they, I feel personally, were the genuine people to her, especially Eric Foreman. That was like Aaliyah's buddy. In every documentary or video, she's seen with him the most and talking to him. And I believe when she was talking about getting a wax, she said Eric. She always talked to Eric, and Eric was on that plane. He was a real one to her, and I feel that deep down in my heart. We've all noticed that after Aaliyah's tragedy, untimely death, Beyonce came out in the scene. Now, I don't believe that Beyonce had anything to do with Aaliyah's death. I don't think that was a sacrifice for her. I believe Jay-Z did it because he couldn't have Aaliyah. Aaliyah was going to become maybe the princess, the queen of Rockefeller, with Damon being the king. And Jay-Z would have been under Aaliyah, the girl he liked, and his own best friend who betrayed him. He didn't want that. But Beyonce, she just heard about it because she knew Jay-Z. I'm sure she had word that they all knew Aaliyah's fate at this point, and she knew about it. She got told, and that was her time to start getting ready to go solo, to leave Michelle and Kelly behind, and that's exactly what she did. It was all set up. A lot of people knew. A lot of people know, and they feel bad for it, but they can't really speak out. Now, kindly, I have to disagree with we wouldn't know who Beyonce would be if Aaliyah was still here, because for one, we really don't know. 2, I think she will still be big, just not bigger than Aaliyah. Aaliyah was out first. Aaliyah was out longer. So Aaliyah was not a rookie. Beyonce was. Aaliyah was already fond of the industry, but I just think that it would be like it is today. Aaliyah would be the Beyonce, and Beyonce would be the Rihanna. Or actually, Rihanna topped Beyonce, but before Rihanna topped Beyonce, that is how it would be. Another thing I believe is that Damon would be the Jay-Z of today, and Jay-Z would be the Damon of today. It would all be reversed, basically. Ooh, now I love that you mentioned Beyonce's Diva song, because when I heard this line and I got into Aaliyah, I'm like, yeah, that's a blow to Aaliyah. We ain't dumb. That is not about anything else, but she just read the lines in her song, No Passengers on My Plane. Is it just a coincidence? That's when I knew. That's when I started my theories on Beyonce and Aaliyah. Beyonce has always just been very heartless, just like her husband, Jay-Z. But back then, I did make a video about this particular line. The song is just called Diva. Beyonce is a diva. Aaliyah wasn't. The song really describes who Beyonce's character is. Ending the comment, he just said she couldn't be Aaliyah's fame, so she had to eliminate her. A lot of people had something to do with her. Justice still hasn't been served for baby girl. All we can really go by is rumors. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. You know what? She most certainly couldn't be Aaliyah's fame, her beauty, her personality, her character, and her love. Aaliyah's songs really defined who she was. She was one in a million, literally. Like I said, I don't believe Beyonce is the one who physically eliminated her. It was Jay-Z, her uncle, Fatima, Hype Williams. I feel like it could have been Derek Lee, and many more. I even think that Damon knew what was going to happen to her. And that's why his travels with her, or him meeting up with her, being with her, ended when she went out to the Bahamas. Screw your kid's basketball game. Your girl is going out of the States by herself to work, and you leave her. Her parents are not there. Her brother is not there. Her boyfriend wasn't even there. Her best friend wasn't even there. And I think Kidada knows too. Beyonce knew like a few others. I feel like there was a few that knew her faith. A lot of people who had physical appearances in her faith, everything. There's a lot of people that had roles, and that's why they got it done. And we just miss her so much. She never will probably get justice. Although all of this stuff is coming out, we're finally getting the truth. Aaliyah's had enough. We had enough. I'm pretty sure her family had enough. It's just time for justice. Everybody needs to be locked up that had something to do with her innocent life. Even the people that knew. Beyonce, everyone. Because she never hurt a soul. Rumors and beliefs, theories, myths, whatever it is that people talk about, seemed to have helped. And I feel like my channel, not to toot my own horn, but it was the blueprint for making all of this come out about her. And I was talking about the deep stuff about Aaliyah, and soon after all that Robert stuff came out, all that talk about what happened, what really happened in the Bahamas came out. And I feel like it wasn't really talked about until I started my YouTube channel. But now we know, and it's just a waiting game. Will she get justice? Will she not? We'll just have to live it out to see. But anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Thank you for your comment again. You know who you are. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Stay crazy, and happy Vlogmas Day 18.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right, 'cause we had trust. Now it's drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up, you know the feelings deep inside. So what's you, what we've been through?